Welcome to Girls on Fire ATX. I'm your host, Samantha.
And I'm your host, Esther.
Hello, hello, hello.
Sam, guess what?
Oh my God, what?
Guess who texted me last night?
You know, when people ask those questions, we always resort to like the shittiest people in our life. So I'm gonna go with an ex-boyfriend.
Uh-huh.
Which one though?
I think I have him under as Lucius Malfoy.
You know what's funny is I remember when you texted me telling me this, but 2 days prior, one of mine texted me too, and I didn't respond, and I really wanted to be like, what in the actual fuck do you want? It's like, why?
Well, I was asleep when he texted me. And he texted me at 12:22 a.m. going, "What are you doing tonight?"
The typical "are you up" text.
Do you know how bad? I wish that I was awake when he texted me that, because my response would have been like, "Not you, beach."
It's
how bad I've been waiting to say something like a perfect comeback to that.
Well, it's funny because my very first boyfriend ever, I don't even have his phone number, so he couldn't text me if he wanted to. Then baby daddy, I obviously have his phone number because we have a child together, so like I have no choice but to have his phone number. Right. And then master manipulator, I thought I had him blocked, so I'm a little disappointed in myself that his number is not blocked, but we reblocked it, so it's good.
I think I have all of my exes blocked.
See, I'm a firm believer, and there are a lot of people that do not think this way, and that is okay. But I'm a firm believer, and once we break up, we have absolutely nothing to talk about anymore. Therefore, you need to have zero communication with me. And my main reason behind that is because you not all relationships end bad, so this is just my personal experience because all of my relationships have ended treacherously. So, like, up in flames, the whole fucking church burned down. Like, there was nothing left. So there was literally no reason for them to be like, they want to, oh, can we be friends? Bitch, no. You so disrespected me and treated me like shit. Why the fuck would I want to be we are not friends.
Right.
We are not. On top of the fact that I also think it's completely disrespectful to future partners to have any communication with an ex, because to me, it's like at some point you cared for that person, at some point you were in love with that person, and you've also had sexual relations with that person. I am not comfortable with dating someone and their ex texting them, let alone my ex. It makes me uncomfortable, my ex texting me if I'm dating someone. So no, I've always blocked, deleted, completely blocked them on like all social media, all the things, because we don't need to have contact. There's no reason for us to be in contact whatsoever.
Well, like I did for a minute, like try to just be friends with him, because I kind of understood a lot of things from his perspective, and I try to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Well, you forgave him is really what it came down to.
Yeah, I did forgive him. But then like recently, like when we had seen each other for like the first time after like a year, I was really drunk, and then I was like, "It's so good to see you," and he's like, "It's good to see you too, and I'm really happy that you're happy. Like you look so different, you act different." Like it was very positive.
But I think encounters in person like that are good, and that's okay. Like you can't control seeing somebody out in public. One of my biggest things is you can't control what people say to you. You can't control what people text you. You can't but you can control your reaction, right?
Well, right. And so like I try to like be as nice and cordial as possible. And so we were like kind of in communication for a little bit. And I just really just wanted to just be friends with him. We were just not good for each other. Like I just wanted to make peace with that. And so I had two of my really good friends move in from Las Vegas. And so I hit him up because he worked at a bar. And I was like, "Hey, is your bar hiring? Because I'm trying to find a place for my friends." And he was like, "Yeah, have him come down for an interview." So I set the whole thing up and everything like that. And I had sent both my friends to go over there. And my friends basically told me that he ignored them, didn't even pay attention to them. And basically what they had reiterated to me was that he was only trying to like sugarcoat it for you so that like he can make himself look good. But to be honest, like he didn't even he wasted our time. And so I was pissed because I'm like, why would you waste my friend's time?
It was just
if you guys
communication with you.
Yeah, and it was just like, if you're not like actually gonna help them out, you should just said no, and then I could have helped find them another place. But they were saying like the reason why he said that was to try to get in my good graces. And then I ended up running into him one night when I was out, and I was like hanging out with this girl that was a stripper, and I was having a ball with her. Like, we were dancing, like twerking and all that stuff. And then like I was like super drunk, and I ran into him, and I just, because I was drunk and I was holding those angers, because I basically told him to fuck off. And he was like, hey, I just want to talk about what happened. And I'm like, no, I don't want to talk about it because you wasted my friend's time. You could have just said no. But instead, like, you wasted their time and you made me look bad. So, nah, like, I'm not doing that. And basically, the girl that he had gone on a date with, like, shortly after we broke up, I think I told that story, I'm pretty sure was there with him. And it seemed like there was, like, there was, like, some kind of connection between him and this girl. And I just got really uncomfortable, and I did get a little jealous, and I just left. And I was just mad, and I was just like, just don't text me, don't call me, like, fuck off. Of course, I was being dramatic. I don't really know exactly what I said, but I know it gave me a lot of anxiety because I was like, oh, shit, I was drunk and being dramatic, whatever. So I have not heard from him since your birthday, when I had gone into MC. Shit. When I had gone into this place, whoops, and I had gotten a drink because I thought that's where we were all going to wait for your reservation.
Right.
And I didn't say anything to anybody about it because I was like, it's your birthday. I didn't want to, like, make it about me. And so I looked at that. I didn't even see him or anything. And so I left, and then I got a text the next day going, hey, were you in here? And I was like, yeah, Sunday. And never heard from him up until literally, like, recently. And he's like, what are you doing tonight? And I wanted so badly to be like, not you, bitch. Like, fuck off.
It's funny.
No, we're not going to be friends ever.
It's funny because it's been a while now, but El Kukui blew my phone up one night, and
oh, I remember this.
And like, mind you, I for sure have him blocked on everything. Like, even his fake Instagram accounts are blocked. But he was blowing my phone up and left. I didn't realize when you have someone blocked and they call you on a private number that they can leave voicemails. But I had gotten a voicemail, and he was like, hey, I know that you don't want to hear from me, but it's about my mom, and I know that you and her were really close, et cetera, et cetera. She's sick. I ended up calling my best friend, who I knew that he has still, like, not contact with, but I knew that she would call him. I was like, hey, I need you to call him and tell him that if he doesn't stop contacting me, that I'm going to file a restraining order. I was like, because this is ridiculous. I said, if his mother's really sick, I'm going to call his mother tomorrow. Sure enough, I woke up the next day. I called his mom. She didn't answer, of course, because mind you, him and I haven't been together for over a year at this point. And I was like, hey, I'm really sorry to be calling you. I know it's out of the blue. I was like, but, you know, so-and-so called me last night, and he was trying to say that the reason he was calling was because it had to do with you and that you were sick and that he wanted me to know. I was like, I hope that if that was the case and you wanted me to know, that you would just tell me yourself. I was like, I'm sorry, you know, like, I just don't want to have any communication with him. I think that that's the right thing to do. She goes, no, Samantha, you handled that perfectly. She goes, you did the right thing. Thank you for reaching out to me and not answering his phone calls. She's like, I'm fine. She's like, but thank you for checking in. And I was like, absolutely. I was like, I hope everything is okay. You know, have a good day. But I'm just like, this motherfucker went to the extent to make up a lie that his mother was sick just to try to get me to answer the phone. Like, have you ever heard of karma, bro? Like, are you really putting out in the universe that your mother is sick? Like, go to hell.
The extent.
It's just the effort. For what? For me to answer the phone and what did you want to tell me? That you miss me? You should.
I know.
You fucking should.
Now, I know I've been on the other side of that because there was this boy that I met in college, and we had this, like, I don't know how to describe it, but we had this very, like, intense connection. Like, I don't know if you believe in past lives. I believe you do. But like I knew him from a past life because we just had this really like dark, like just there was a lot of passion behind it, just intense connection. I used to just get frustrated with him because he never like, the communication just wasn't there. It was just very like, I told him like deep, dark secrets. Like I think he saw a whole nother side of me that I don't think any guy's ever seen. And we used to just keep in contact here and there. And then when I moved to Austin, I decided to actually like go through and like actually like try to be in a relationship with him because I thought that like, you know, this was it. Like, you know, how can I have stayed in contact with someone for so long and not try to explore that?
Right.
And then when we were trying to do that, technically we were engaged. I kept saying I was going to marry him and blah, blah, blah. And he was like, we're going to wait. But basically I was just like, yeah, we're going to get married.
We're getting married.
We're getting married. But I also was not in a good place in mind. And it was long distance. And I think he was planning on moving here for me. And I just remember just feeling like, I don't know if I'm ready for this. I don't know. Like, I care about him. Like, I really do love him. Like, all these feelings. And I think it just was, I rushed it too much without really taking the time. I didn't love myself, and I was kind of expecting him to love me and thinking that was enough, but it wasn't enough because I still felt very empty.
Right.
Like he was filling a void, but like I knew that like long distance was something I wasn't going to do again because I had already done that and I wasn't going to do it again.
Right.
And I know that he was making an effort to want to move out here with me, and I really wanted him to, but I just wasn't ready. And so I remember having a conversation with him, and I was like, look, like, I don't think that we're on the same page, but I still care about you and everything like that. And he took it well, but then he didn't take it well. And then there was a lot of times because of that rejection that I got from him, I would call him when I was super drunk, and I'd be like, hey, one night I remember being in the Uber, and I was just so drunk, and I was just drunk calling, like, a lot of people I shouldn't have been drunk calling, but he was one of them. But it started with him first because I wanted to hear his voice. I wanted to talk to him. I wanted all these things. And he basically told me, he's like, why don't you stop fucking drinking and leave me the fuck alone? And
wow, that's a little bit aggressive.
Yeah. At least that's what I remember. I was very drunk, and I just remember being like, looking at my phone because he hung up on me and just staring at it and be like, wow, I forever fucked that up.
I feel like, though, I mean, I'm sure there are women out there that have acted a little bit crazy, and that's okay.
I was crazy.
But I just, I feel like for women it's a little bit different because it's more or less like, I've definitely been on the other end where, like, a guy broke up with, and I only initially have done it, like, immediately after the breakup, not, like, years later. But it's like when they break up with you and you're not wanting to end the relationship and you're like, no, wait, but what can I do? Can you please, I'll do anything. I'll change. I'll be this. I'll do that. I'll do, like, please don't leave me. Don't leave me. Like, I've definitely been that person. And I look back and I'm like, how pathetic was I?
That's what I did.
How pathetic was I to act that way? But we were in love, and, regardless of how, I mean, the relationship ended for me anyways, because they were shitty people and I was too chicken shit to end the relationship. Like, they cheated on me, lied to me, treated me like shit, and I wouldn't leave because I was afraid of being alone. I didn't know how to be alone. I had super massive insecurities.
It's a rejection.
Yeah, and like, of course, being rejected, it's like, well, wait a second. Like, you told me you love me, and now you don't want to be with me? What?
Yeah. I remember after the breakup that I had with Lucius, I remember calling the suicide hotline because I felt that low of myself that I just wanted to talk to someone. It wasn't, and like I was having suicidal thoughts, but I had been having suicidal thoughts for like ever. But that just
wanting to talk to somebody.
Yeah, more so the only reason why I called was just to talk to someone. Mm-hmm. And I told him that, and he like cried, and he was like, I'm sorry that I made you feel that way. And it's like, dude, you're a psychology major. Like, how do you not know body language? How do you not know that what you're doing is gaslighting and narcissistic behavior? And, like, a lot of stuff, like, I maybe have rushed a lot of stuff, and there's parts of myself that, like, I will take full responsibility for. But at the end of the day, the reason why I act did rational. It was based off of his actions.
Oh yeah. Like every action has a reaction.
Right. And so like me with like that person that I was just describing, I have nothing but wonderful things to say about him because he really did treat me very well. He never.
You just weren't ready.
I just wasn't ready. It was the like I knew that like if he came down here, like that it was gonna be a serious relationship for me, and like the first time I've ever gonna be living with a guy, and like he knows me very well. Like I would say things and he would like be like, no, that's just how you are, and it would catch me off guard.
Yeah.
Because it was a different type of behavior than I've ever received. Because most guys that I've ever dated were narcissistic, were like emotionally unavailable, like all that stuff. And so like I was so scared of that because I at that time did not love myself, and I knew that I was going to find a way to self-sabotage it and hurt him in a bad way.
Right.
And I already kind of hurt him when I tried to be honest with him, and he didn't take it very well. So I understand why he reacted that way because like,
yeah,
you know, he was planning on moving out here for me and all that stuff. But when I got involved with Lucius, I really was just super infatuated with the idea that he was in the industry and he got it. And we like had fun. He was my fun drinking partner and all that stuff. But then breaking up on my birthday with the bitch ass excuse of like, well, I don't have like as many friends as you do. And like, what can I have to offer and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I like you for you. So like, why are you making me feel bad for the shit that I have? Like, it doesn't make sense. But I'm just mad that he texted me last night. Yeah, or the other night. And I didn't respond, not you.
Well,
that's really what it is.
That's your ego that wanted to respond.
Well, because, like, I am seeing someone that is really sweet, really nice. It's like,
Did you tell him that he texted you?
No.
Do you think that he would be bothered if you told him?
I don't think so because we really communicate like about like a lot of stuff. Like I tell him he's the first person I think that I've been seeing in a really long time that I actually genuinely feel comfortable being myself and being vulnerable and actually telling him how I feel instead of trying to mask like so-and-so. So I feel like if I told him that, I don't think he would be bothered. Maybe he might. I'm not sure. I don't think that he would because, like, I'm telling him, like, what's to come. Like, I've told him, like, interactions I've had with him. Like,
yeah. I have a question. And I'm not, like, I'm just curious because I'm a curious cat. If the roles were reversed and his ex texted him and he didn't tell you, would it upset you?
No.
Okay. I'm just curious. I'm not saying that, like, either one, like, there's anything. I'm just curious.
I think the reason why I say no is because of, like, how much we tell each other everything. And at the end of the day, I respect him. So if I would have responded,
that would have been
a little bit different.
We'll see that, and that was my point earlier about you can. I think we talked about this in the previous episode. Is I can't control who texts me. I can only control how I react to it.
Right.
And because like the guy that I'm seeing now, like I sometimes word vomit, and I think a lot of it is trauma that I've experienced, that I feel the need that I'm like, hey, just to let you know, like this person texted me and I didn't respond. And they're like, okay. And it's like one of those things where they brush it off like, well, you didn't have to tell me. But then I feel guilty if I don't tell them because I feel like I'm hiding something even though I'm not hiding anything because I didn't do anything wrong. But I'm like, shit, I need to tell this person because if they happen to see it or if it comes up in conversation, I like freak myself out. And then I go through this whole like psycho thing. And then I'm like, okay, so
that's basically what it is because it's like him and I did have a conversation where it was like, hey, at the end of the day, just respect me. And if you can just respect me, then, like, if anything is to happen, then, like, we can be friends and we can be cordial because, like, I genuinely care about him as a human being because we do talk about mental health and we do talk, like, it's a different kind of, like, it's healthy.
Yeah.
And that's something that's so different for me. So, like, I'm just going with it. Like, I'm just flowing with it. Like, we haven't put a label on it or anything like that. And I don't want to because I don't want any pressures. Like, I'm generally just enjoying whatever is, like, flourishing between him and I.
Yeah.
And when I literally woke up next to him. And then when I looked at my phone and saw this text, I just laughed. And I didn't feel like the need to tell him that because we did have a good morning.
Right.
Had I engaged in that, yes, I would have told him.
Right.
But because I didn't, out of respect out of him, I'm like, I could respond by saying, "Nah, you beach," or I can just ignore it because I can't help that he texted me.
Yeah, no, 100%.
And so like,
it's funny because like that was obviously what happened with me. Is like he texted me and I didn't respond, and I'm not going to respond. I have zero.
Yeah.
I don't care why you're texting me. It could be, you know. I feel sorry for him in a sense because he's probably texting me because he doesn't have anyone, and he's already come back and apologized to me 1,000 times about what he did to me, and it's like, I accept your apology, but it doesn't change your actions. It doesn't change like the trauma that you fucking caused me. But thank you for your apology.
Well, my thing is that I know why my ex texted me. And he could deny this all he wants, but because of the success of the Battle of the Bars and how he's seeing it on social media and people talking about it, that because we have a lot of mutual friends, he's like, what the fuck? Because I don't think that he ever thought that I would be doing what I'm doing right now. I think he always like listened to the things that I'd say, but he never like thought that I'd be serious about it. And now, because like when I first like saw him after a year, he was like, yeah, you're so different. Like, I'm so happy like where you are now. Like, you look happy. I was like, I am happy. Mm-hmm. And so like, I think that like, because I've seen how he talks about his other exes, he likes clout. He likes like feeling like, oh yeah, I'm associated with so-and-so.
Right.
So now I feel like he's having serious FOMO because him and I are not cool. Him and I are like not like vibing.
He wants to be a part of what you're doing. Yeah.
And so he has no other intentions than to trying to get fucked. Because why else would you text me, what are you doing at 12:22 a.m.?
12:20, which 222, but that's the point.
On the anniversary of the Green Light Social Party, when you're already drunk. I already know you're drunk. What other intentions do you have other than you want to get laid?
Yeah.
And who else better to text that than a girl that you had almost a chance with literally like 4 or 5 months ago?
Well, now that you say that too, though, so the ex that texted me, he doesn't have social media, but the entire time we dated and even after, his friends creep on my page, and he's told me that they do. He's like, yeah, you know, so-and-so told me that you were doing this, or, so-and-so sent me a screenshot of this, and I'm like, your friends really just have, like, no fucking life, that they are on my shit sending you things about me when we've not been together. So maybe he heard, I'm almost positive he's heard the podcast. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, just about all my exes know about the podcast, because Lucius was the first person I told, and then I trolled Draco Malfoy, and both of them gave me really positive responses, so I will give them that. And I have heard from both of them, except for Draco Malfoy. I think that, like, at this point in my life, after all the shit that he's put me through, I no longer want communication with him, because at this point, he doesn't deserve any communication, even though, like, I don't have any animosity towards him. It's just like, he left me with a lot of fucking trauma.
Yeah.
And in order to really 100% heal from that, I need to have zero communication with him.
See, at the end of the day, for me, I didn't reach out to any of them and tell them that I was going to be talking about them, because not that they don't deserve that courtesy, but this is my story. And at the end of the day, they don't get to tell me how I feel, and they don't get to tell me what I experience, and they don't get to tell me how it's affected me. So I really don't care if they take offense to what I have said and what I am going to say, because at the end of the day, this is my story.
Right.
So if they're offended, well, they should be offended, because I'm telling my side of the story. And I do know that there are always 3 sides. It's my side, their side, and what happened, because at the end of the day, like, this is my perspective, it's my opinion, it's how I interpreted it, you know, and my mindset has changed over the years, so, like, whatever. But yeah, no. I mean, but again, I also have zero the only person I communicate with is the father of my child, because legally we have a child, so you kind of have to.
The only person I didn't really tell is fucking Voldemort, but fucking Voldemort doesn't do shit.
I mean, it's Voldemort, so, like, fuck Voldemort.
I will say, though, it was really funny because I did run into him. He came into my bar, and he was with, like, a couple of our mutual friends, and I said hi to every single one of them, and he looked at me, like, kind of excited that I was going to say hi to him, and I just looked at him and gave him a dirty look, and then I just turned around and skipped away, like, la, 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 la. Like, you can't
Wait, was
bother
this the
me.
night that we were out?
No, this was the night that I was working at the bar.
Okay.
He's just like, he's so annoying. Like, he will never earn my respect. Him and I will never be friends. Like, I loathe him. Is that the right word? Loathe.
Yes,
like, hate.
loathe,
Oh,
yeah.
I loathe him. Like, he is a piece of fucking shit. And out of all my exes, he takes the reign. He takes the goddamn cake.
He gets the whole fucking pie.
Yeah. Like, Lucius, I don't hate him. I just want nothing to do with him. Draco, we had a really great relationship. He was just too much of a pussy to really like let it flourish. I was way more mature than he was. Sorry, not sorry.
Hashtag sorry,
Professor,
not sorry.
yeah, Professor Snape was my first learning lesson, but even he was a piece of shit because I have a theory, and I could be completely wrong, but I have a theory that he's in the closet.
Interesting theory.
I have a theory that he's in the closet based off rumors that I heard. Now, it's not true. I don't know if it's true or not. I don't know. This is just a theory that I have because, like, I've been seeing, like, how, I don't know if you, like, follow The Bachelor.
No.
I don't follow The Bachelor that much, but I do know, like, one of the guys on the show named Colton Underwood came out of the closet. And a lot of the behaviors that he bestowed on this girl named Cassie was a lot of the same behaviors that Professor Snape bestowed on me.
It really is saddening to, like...
I'm like,
It sucks when it's like... Because is that, like, a toxic masculinity thing where it's like, if he really is gay, which is completely okay...
yeah, it's fine.
It just sucks that, like, he feels that he can't be honest with himself. Because ultimately, that's the only person that he's being dishonest with is himself. If that's the case. I'm not saying that it is. I don't know this person. I've never met this person. But yeah, that's sad that people feel like... And, you know... I don't know. That's a whole different topic. That's a whole different topic, actually. We should talk about that.
Yeah, at another time. I think that is just a theory.
Yeah.
It's not true. Like, he could tell me, he could listen to this episode and be like, that's not true. Why would you say that? And I'd be like, okay, then I take it back. Like, if that's really not true, like, I'm sorry. It's just, I haven't talked to him in years. Well, actually, I talked to him before we started this podcast and let him know, and he told me to remain anonymous because I think he knows that he didn't treat me very well. Actually, he didn't treat any of his ex-girlfriends very well because I'm actually friends with one of them. And she told me stories. And so it's like, I don't know. And, like, I've dated a few people here and there that have also, like, shared the same behavior. And I'm very fortunate to be in hanging out with someone that, like, is the polar opposite of all of them.
Yeah.
Because, like, now I'm in a place where I can actually, like, be like, hey, like, I remember...
I feel like he's, like, your divine counterpart. Does that make sense? Because
Maybe.
I feel like he, I'm stuck. I feel like he, like, compliments you.
Yeah.
You know? Which is important.
Yeah, we both are very creative people. So, like...
When's his birthday?
Are you wanting to know his sign?
Yeah.
He's a Scorpio.
Oh, yeah, we've had this conversation. Because you're a Pisces, though. But isn't that like a match, though?
Which is funny because all my exes have been... Okay, so Professor Snape, Scorpio. Or Libra. No, Scorpio. After him was Draco Malfoy, Scorpio. After him was Voldemort, Scorpio. After him was Lucius Malfoy, Libra. And now Scorpio. I've always been with Scorpios.
See, my first boyfriend was a Taurus. Then baby daddy was a Scorpio. But then two boyfriends after him, Taurus. El Kukui is a Sagittarius, which is...
What?
Yeah, which is sad because I actually, like, my perfect matches are Libras and Sagittarius. But the guy that I'm seeing now is a Libra and he's a Sagittarius moon, which is, like... perfect. And then he's like, he also has Cancer. So he's an emotional being, but I'm also emotional because I'm an Aries, which is like super mean. Well, not mean. I hate when I say that about myself. Super like strong and independent and headstrong, but I'm a Pisces moon. So I'm super emotional Pisces. I forget what my other sign is.
Well, if anyone wants to know my sign. Okay, no. What's your sign? So you're Aquarius? No. Aries, Pisces moon, and then what?
I'm going to tell you right now. We're going to look at CoStar. CoStar is going to tell us.
Okay, because mine is, I'm a Pisces. I am an Aquarius.
Oh, I'm a Leo rising. That's what it is. So too headstrong. I'm Aries and Leo, which is also like super strong, and then I'm emotional as shit because I have a Pisces moon.
That's okay, because I'm Pisces, so I'm always crying.
Yeah. And then if I remember correctly, yeah, I'm sorry, let me take that back. He is a Libra, Cancer moon, Sagittarius rising.
Shit, I can't remember his.
But I think you are, hold on, where are you at? Yeah, because you're Pisces, Aquarius, and Virgo.
Uh-huh. Which is weird, because like for a long time I was like, how am I a Pisces? But I'm on the cusp. So I'm very much in between the Pisces and Aquarius.
It says that like our love and pleasure and philosophies of life are very compatible.
Oh.
I don't agree with the other ones though. It says like our moods and emotions. I feel like maybe. But our intellect and I don't know. Sex and aggression.
Well, I go, good to know. Like, for me, it's, I go and I do like, I've done my birth chart because I'm all about like astrology.
Same.
I don't know how you can't, because like if you think about it, like okay, so like if you take like a molecule and then you just put it under a microscope and then you see how it goes on forever.
Yeah,
it doesn't ever stop, and it's like the universe is like huge and we're like this big. It's like, how can you not think like the stars aren't aligned, the stars don't play a part, like what is the purpose? Like, you know, I don't know.
Yeah.
I've gotten very high and like had these conversations with myself.
So they say that, I probably can't find it right now. They say that like your moon, so your sun sign is what people view you as, but your moon sign is who you really are. So it like, because it says it rules your emotions, your moods, and your feelings. So it's like your moon sign is who you are really as a person. And then, like, your sun sign, so, like, you being a Pisces is what people view you as.
So people think I'm a crybaby? Do you think I'm a crybaby?
I don't think you're a crybaby, but I don't think Pisces are crybabies, because
literally every TikTok on video.
Kristen is a Pisces, too. And then my best friend Samantha, who I grew up with since the first grade, she's also a Pisces.
If you didn't know that I was Pisces, what would you think I was?
I mean, it's hard to ask that question because I feel like you do have a lot of Pisces tendencies. But I wouldn't say that being a crybaby is one of them. You guys, I think that Pisces are emotional people, but you guys are quiet emotional people.
True, I do cry a lot by myself.
My
crying spot is in the car or in the shower.
Yeah, like, I feel like Pisces are quiet people. I don't, like, in the sense when it comes to their emotions. They're not, like, super, like, they are emotional, but they're not emotional publicly.
Yeah. It takes a lot for me to cry in public.
You're definitely more outgoing. Like, well, that's not true because Kristen's really outgoing too. Samantha's not. Samantha was always very quiet and reserved. She's always been that way.
Well, that's why this works out.
Yeah, right.
We're literally each other's polar opposites.
No, I know. It's funny because even Savannah, she goes, you and Esther are so much alike. She goes, but at the same time, you guys are so different. And I was like, I know. I was like, she literally, like, I'm the recluse spider and she's the social butterfly. Which is, like, I can be a social butterfly, but I just love my personal space.
I'll be all up in everyone's space. What doing? What you doing?
Well, because like I can be needy with my friends for sure. Like sometimes if my friends don't text me back, you're gonna, what are you doing? Why aren't you loving me? Hello, pay attention to me. I'll send you that meme of like the little redhead girl from Finding Nemo tapping on the glass of the friends, or like the Jim Carrey meme with the tape around his face. You're like, hi, like pay attention to me, please. Like this. I'm here. Hello.
Hey.
Yeah. Dobby needs attention.
Yeah. Well, I know I'm very outgoing, but, like, here's the thing is, like, so, like, I'm very out there. I don't really care what I wear. I don't really care what people really think. Mm-hmm. But I do to an extent because a lot of the times I will,
keep awkwardly putting my foot in weird places.
Like, why do I want to use this example? Like my birthday. Mm-hmm. Like my birthday, everyone saw Happy Esther. Everyone was like, oh my God, love you, blah, blah, blah. Like I was just out everywhere. But as soon as I got home, I was crying. As soon as I was home, I was feeling the emotions that I just don't really talk about. So it's like, Like, I am a very, like, outgoing person, and I want everybody around me to have a good time, and I don't ever want anybody to feel, like, what I internally feel all the time.
I would have to look at what Aquarius is because I've not read too much upon that, but I feel that because even though I'm a Pisces moon, so you have what Pisces is, so me telling you that, like, you're emotional and private, like, I'm an Aries, so I don't like people seeing me weak at all. I don't like people seeing me sad or upset. Like, the very, very, very few people that are super close to me, like you, Brielle, the guy I'm seeing, Savannah, Kristen, those, like, and my sister, like, those are about the only people that I, like, know, like, deep down internal things about me. Other than that, like, no one will ever see me sad or upset or cry. Like, not the things that are truly, like, bothering me in life. And it's something that I'm working on because it's not healthy. But I do. It's like I will struggle until I break. And then I'm freaking out, crying, upset because I held it in for so fucking long.
Yeah. I keep it all to myself. Like, how I really, truly feel. I think really the only person that I've really ever, like, opened up to were, like, my childhood friend, Chloe. But even then, she didn't know a whole lot. She only knew, like what I was feeling at the time, which wasn't, like, I didn't even know what I was really going through, but I kept a lot of that to myself. Taylor, because her and I both deal with depression and anxiety, and so she knows a lot more. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, I like to take on people's emotions, and I, like, really like
That's
to
part
hold
of what
on
an empath does.
Yeah, but I have, like, a core of friends that, like, I do talk about, like, certain things, like you and Tyler and Taylor and Jen, and, like, I have, like, a core group of, like, at least, like, 10 people.
It's probably my sister's the only person that, like, knows everything.
Yeah.
So my sister is literally my best friend. And it's not that I don't, and it sucks because it's, like, not that I don't want my friends to think that I don't trust them. It's just, like, because I am myself around them, but it's, like, I don't know. It's just something that it's, like, that feel. I don't know. It's hard to explain. And it's hard to say because she's my sister, so she's my blood. So it's, like, that's most likely why, is because I know that I can wholeheartedly trust her, and, like, she doesn't judge me, and, like, she gives me her honest opinion. Doesn't matter whether she thinks it's going to hurt my feelings or not. But I don't know.
Well, because at the end of the day, like, she'll always be there. So it's like that.
I know that she's not going to leave me, I guess, is, like, the biggest thing with being able to share with her. And not that my friends leave me. I don't know. I've just been burned in the past by people, and it's hard to trust people. So it's it's like the core group of friends that I have now, like I said, like you, Kristen, Savannah, and Brielle are, like, the people that I talk to about, like, my personal stuff. Other than that, like I don't, like, I don't share, I don't share shit with anyone else. It's none of your business.
No.
This is an A and B conversation. See your way out of it.
I'm usually pretty much an open book. Like, if people have questions, I don't mind answering. But, like, I know that a lot of, like, when it comes to, like, my exes, they may think that they know me, but I didn't really open up to them, like, about, like, what I was really internally struggling, because what I've noticed is a pattern. So a lot of them have come from, like, what I think are, like, ideal house homes, where, like, they had the mom and dad, and they lived in the big house, and they had, like, holidays together. Like, I literally don't know. I know, like, some holidays, because, like, my dad and I would spend them with, like, some of his friends and whatever. So, like, I know, but, like, that family love, like, that family, like, getting together. Like, I always just, like, we'd get invited to parties, and I'd just show up, but it was just, like, we were the friends of the family. Yeah. And it was never, like, very intimate or anything like that. So I really do not know. And that stuff is something that I struggle with. Like, I, personally, for me, I do not like celebrating holidays. But that's just my own personal thing. But I'm working on it. But it's like, I know as a Pisces, I'm such a dreamer. And my favorite thing to do, and what I've grown up doing, is, like, watching those biopic movies. And just getting inspired from them, because just about all the people that I've looked up to kind of come from like feeling a lot like how I felt.
Right.
And so that's why I love not giving a fuck. And that's why I like being out there, because it makes me different. It makes people be like, oh, that's just Esther. Oh, you know Esther? Oh, I know Esther. She's crazy.
Yeah.
Of course I'm crazy. Like, if I want to wear a Buc-ee's onesie, I'm going to wear a Buc-ee's onesie.
I literally tell that story. I'm like, Esther is definitely the personality that she will wear a Buc-ee's onesie in public, and she doesn't give a flying fuck what you think about her.
No,
And
because why? Like, why care so much about what I'm wearing? Like, focus on what you're wearing. Like, if I want to wear this, like, I wore them a lot. I like wear them all the time. I wear onesies in the winter. Why? Because they're warm, they're comfortable, and they're cute.
Yeah.
If it makes me look like a freaking 5-year-old, I don't care. At least you remember me.
Yeah.
And that's like my thing is like making sure that people like know that like I like you can sit here and say, like, a lot of people would be like, why is your hair pink? Like when I had my hair pink, because I want my hair pink. And I work in a place where I can have pink hair.
Yeah.
And if you don't like it, that's okay. That is your opinion.
Yep.
And like same thing like when it comes to like my band stuff. Like and I've said before, I'm not someone that's going to be on The Voice or anything like that, but I'm an amazing performer. And if I go on stage and maybe that song that I sing, like if I sing Skater Boy, maybe it's not the best version of Skater Boy that you ever heard. Okay, and you come and tell me that, cool. I'd love to see you go on stage and do exactly what I did, because
the
you
people,
can't.
The people that judge that won't do the same, no.
People all the time will give me backhanded opinions, compliments, or whatever. I don't know what the word is that are, but it's like, yeah. Oh my God. This was like a proud moment. Okay. So Sunday before our event, this group of guys, cause I do VIP bottle service. Mm. And so I'm in charge of who gets placed at tables. These group of 5 dudes were at like the front door, and they were basically like talking shit to the bouncer. So automatically they weren't people that I even wanted in the establishment, or let alone sell bottles, because one, I knew they were going to be needy, and they were going to give me a hard time, and just like
if they were already being disrespectful, they
weren't going to respect my time. They weren't going to respect, like, they were just going to be like, I had to be on hands and knees for those people. Not my style. Mm-hmm. Like, I have other people that would want bottle service, and I would be more happy to take care of them than to these type of people.
Yeah.
Because, like, automatically, he's like, I want to be on stage. And I was like, absolutely not. I already have a VIP customer up there, and you're not going on stage. Mm-hmm. So he already undermined me, because at this point, like, the other bouncer had let him in, and then we got in a little tiff, but it's fine. So like the main guy that was giving me shit was like on stage, and he was totally undermining me. But then he ends up being like buddies with the VIP guy, so I didn't say anything. But he looking at me and saying, like, looking down on me and like being like, ha ha kind of moment. Like, that was a vibe. And I just I didn't have the energy to even be like, where's your wristband or anything like that. I was just like, you know what? It's almost time, like the DJ is almost about to be done. Like, I just don't have the energy. I'll just let him, whatever.
Right.
Come to our event, he shows up with his friends. They didn't have wristbands. So I told security at the event, I was like, they don't have wristbands. Like, the thing is like, the reason why we were selling tickets was to raise money for our podcast, because this is not cheap. Buying equipment is not cheap. Like, editing videos, like,
I mean, all the things that we put there at the event for you guys, that wasn't free.
No, that came out of our pocket, paying the band, paying for the banner, paying for like a lot of stuff. Like, that was all out of our own pocket. And so selling tickets, which were like cheaper than the last event, that was just like so that we could keep doing it.
Yeah.
So if I was being like the wristband, like person that was just like all up in people's faces, I kept asking people, like, where's your wristband? I had a couple of people giving me a hard time, but I'm like, look, like, this isn't for free, and like we put a lot of work into it, and I'm not gonna let you just enjoy it like for free. Yeah. If everybody else paid, so do you.
Yep.
And so they were there, and I made them buy wristbands. And on the way out, I relieved Letty's because she had to go to the bathroom. So I was just sitting there on my phone, like, just like messaging people back. And they walked down, and the guy in front of me looks at me and goes, wow, you look awfully familiar. And I go, yeah, allow me to introduce myself. I'm Esther, and thanks for coming to my event. The look on his face was like, what? I go, yeah. I'm the one that does VIP bottle service at Bungalow. And I was the one that you undermined on stage. So I just like to say thank you for coming to my event. I wish somebody would have recorded that because they were like, he was like, oh, it's like, be careful who you talk to. Be careful how you act.
You don't know who you're talking to ever.
Because this guy's a DJ. This guy's a DJ. And I will tell you right now that at any venue that he is DJing at, I will not attend. And I will tell my friends not to attend. Because if that's how he treats people with entitlement, disrespect, fuck you, bro, and your small dick, go fuck yourself. Like, you do not treat people like that. Yeah. Oh my God. I was like, fuck you. It was awesome. I was like, I had to take it because, like, that's what I meant to tell you before we started filming. But
that's funny. I mean, it's people don't ever know. Like, you don't ever know who you're coming in contact with.
Yeah. Sorry for saying my event.
No.
It's our event, but
yeah. You're good. You're
in
good.
that moment, that was just like, hi.
Yeah, no. There was a few people at the event that were like, oh, like, who are you? And I'm like, hi, I'm Samantha. I'm like, I'm the other half of Girls on Fire at the event that you're attending. And they're like, oh. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I caught one girl. She came up to the front, and I was with Letty's, and I was like, hey, where's your wristband? And she was like, what? And I was like, yeah, it's a private event. And I was like, where's your wristband? She's like, my friend didn't pay to get a wristband. And I go, well, where's your friend? Because everybody needs to buy a wristband. And she's like, never mind. So she goes to the other side of the stairs, not thinking that, like, I know what she was doing because I saw her walk over there, and she was, like, on the phone with a friend. So I see her go up the stairs. I go upstairs, and I see that it's 3 girls, all up there about ordering shots, like, with no wristbands. Mm-hmm. And so I literally, like, made Brett, I was like, hey, like, these girls need to buy wristbands. And so they bought wristbands, came back up, and I'm, like, at the front door, and she's like, look, I got my wristband, all sassy pants. And I was like, thank you. Thank you for supporting the event that Sam and I are throwing. Thank you.
Yeah.
And it's like, people are so disrespectful. It's like, look, we had tattoo people up there. They took time because we asked them to be there.
Oh yeah, I mean,
this wasn't easy. So like $10, come on.
Yeah, I had a couple people. I had a couple people that were like, "Oh, what's happening?" And they're like, I explained to them. I was like, "Oh yeah, my girlfriend and I, we have a podcast. We throw an event quarterly." I was like, at this event, we have vendors, we have tattoo artists that have put together like flash sale tattoos. And they're like, I was like, but people who purchase tickets to the event are the ones that have access to all this stuff. And she's like, oh, okay. She goes, well, where do I purchase tickets? And I'm like, well, right here, you can get one with me. And so she was super sweet. She just wanted a tattoo. And I was like, yeah, well, unfortunately, like, in order to have access to that, you have to purchase a ticket. That's part of the event. And she goes, okay, no problem. She was super nice. But then I made sure that I went up to the tattoo artist and I was like, hey, I was like, just for the benefit of both of us, I said, obviously you are here as a vendor with Girls on Fire. I was like, the whole point of our event is that we want people to have access to you as a VIP status. And I was like, so if someone comes up to you that tries to get a tattoo that doesn't have a wristband, if you could please, send them to the front or to me or Esther to make sure they have a wristband, because we don't want people to have access to you and your discount that aren't a part of our event.
Right.
He's like, yeah, no, absolutely. Like, no problem. I was like, cool. So,
yeah. But anyways, I just think that at the rate that we're growing, because of all the love and support that we have from our community, I'm just saying that it's causing something in the air, because all of a sudden our exes are texting us.
I know, that's for sure.
They're like, Sam and Esther who? Like, not the same Sam, not the same Esther that I dated.
Yeah, not who I know.
You didn't see the potential that I had, but guess what? I saw it in Sam, and she saw it in me. Yep. So
here we are.
So suck my dick. Suck my dick.
Anyways.
And make me come for once. Oh! Sorry.
Oh, my God. See, this is why I love her.
I just don't care. Like, I don't, like, there's so many people in Austin that, like, just, like, some of them don't like me. That's okay. Maybe they have their own version of things. Maybe I did something wrong. I don't care. But if you can't, like, see that I'm trying to do something for myself and you don't want to be supportive, that's okay. That's fine too. But, like, don't like try to taint my name, because at this point I've made peace with just about everybody, and I just don't have the energy. And it's like right now there's a freaking rumor going around about me that I like to peg people.
I don't even know what that means.
Pegging, like if you peg a dude, like basically like shove something up their butt.
OMG.
I just want to say thank you to whoever started that rumor, because that's like my favorite rumor I've ever heard about myself, because that basically makes me an asshole, like assassin. Like, these guys are scared of me because they think I'm going to peg them.
That's hilarious.
And I think it's the freaking funniest thing ever, but
that's funny.
I'm kind of like, I don't know. Like,
well, we're doing something right. We're on the right track. We're doing good things.
Thank you. Thank you to everyone that's been supportive. Like, you have no idea.
It really is. Will continuously forever say it is overwhelming, especially at this last event, at the amount of love and support that everyone showed us. And I know that people don't intentionally mean it in the way that it's coming off when people are like, this turned out so great. Like, there's so many people here. And it's like, well, did you not? It's like almost like they didn't expect us to be able to pull it off. And I think we said this about our last event. But it's like, it's okay. Like, you're allowed to think that. That is totally allowed. You know, like, we're these two girls. We're these two bartenders. Like, how do we know so many people? How do people, you know? But it's just like, we're good people, and people come to support us because they love us and they love what we're doing. So if you did not get to go to the event, it's okay, guys, because guess what? We're going to throw another one. Mm-hmm. It's going to be in a few months, so give us some time.
I just don't, like, I know, like, one of my friends was like, you need to do it once a month. No.
Too much. That's too much.
No, you guys don't understand how much work goes into it.
Until we can hire an event planner, then we'll talk about maybe how more frequently. But until
it's not really in our budget.
Yeah. So unless you're an event planner wanting to work for free,
hit us up.
Hit us up.
We don't know, like, I don't know. Like, I want everyone to have fun. I like, cannot think the amount.
We do this for y'all.
Because, like, how, like, a lot of the comments that I got was, like, it's so good to be on the other side of the bar.
Yep.
And that, to me, makes me feel good, because, like, I notice, like, to bartend events that are super fun, but I can't enjoy it.
Well, and so one of my clients, her boyfriend worked our event, like, bartended it, and she told me that, you know, he made really great money, and I was like, that makes me really happy. I said, because as a bartender, you know, like, we live for those shifts. We live for those shifts where they're not only fun, they're you know, but that you make money. Like,
yeah,
they're those, like, not once in a lifetime, because obviously we make pretty great money often, but those one shifts where you leave and you're like, damn, like, we killed it tonight, you know? It's like, we like that. And to be basically surrounded by all of your friends. Like, I know the nights where I've worked where, like, most of your friends come in and see you and they're the ones that are tipping you. Like, those are the most fun nights to work. So it's great that we're not only able to put some money in some pockets of service industry people, but we're getting to reunite people and give them an opportunity to have a good time. And what I also really love is that we've changed the venue. So we're giving different people opportunities to, like, make that money. So it's like, I hope that we're able to do that all throughout Austin at different bars and places, because obviously, like, we're all a service industry. We make money off tips. And so I want to, like, contribute and pay that back to everyone, have everyone have an opportunity to, like, be a part of this and make money.
Yeah, I don't really want to have it at the same spot all the time.
We love every place that has allowed us to, like, use their venue, and it's great, but we will definitely switch it up, keep it interesting, and utilize other people who have offered their spaces to us as well.
Yeah. In the meantime, we'll have, like, many things in between. Like, I know Sam and I are talking about doing a protest because Governor Abbott's ex-wiener, and then we talked about another podcast. We'll not get into it. But I know we wanted to bring back Bougie Mondays.
We got a lot of stuff in the works for you guys.
Yeah.
So stay tuned, because we will be announcing everything on social media for you guys. If you are not subscribed to our YouTube channel, do it right now.
Hit that notification button so you know when new episodes are uploaded.
And if you don't know, it's every Monday at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Yeah.
But until next time, guys, we love you so very much. Thank you for tuning in, as always.
Woo!
Love you. Bye.